What is up, guys? Back again. As you just saw there, we just had some mad egg, tasty as fuck, and we're about to go on a walk. We've both been sitting down all day studying because it is our study week, so we're trying to get that activity up. Laura doesn't want to be in the vlog because you look like Lord Farquaad. So she's in the dark, I'm in the light. So excuse the poor quality lighting. Right, so we have two places, two options. Okay. What you want to do? We can either go up the mountains and view Dublin, or we can go to the lighthouse and view Dublin. Probably be colder there though.
Yes, mountains, because my hair will get frizzy.
Alright, mountains it is. So it is pissing rain, so we can't go up the mountains or to the lighthouse because Ireland likes to fucking rain all day. So we're in Dundrum, gonna get some steps in, probably go around some shops. It's Christmas time, pick up some shit. I'm not gonna take you with me, but we will continue this vlog at a later stage. What is up? So it's obviously the next day now. As you can see, it is bright out, and I just want to discuss a little something which people kind of forget, and it does actually relate to both their health and fitness goals and their, we'll call them life goals as well, and that is how your environment dictates what you are able to do. And a lot of people like to kind of brush this under the rug, but it is something that does obviously play a part. Now, how big of a part? It depends. It literally does depend on the situation, depends on the person. But your environment will shape how you are able to adhere to your diet, how you are able to adhere to, studying or something. And that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm studying. I have exams in a week, and this is obviously study week. It's Thursday now. Last night was Wednesday. That's what you were seeing me eating that delicious food. But yeah, it's Thursday now, and I have exams starting on Tuesday. So I am obviously studying for those exams. But this is one of those things. I could choose to go into the library in college and study there, or I could stay here and study. And I actually find going into the library makes for a better study environment. So I'm actually able to study for longer, and I actually get more quality work done, right? So I know that. So if I know that I have to get a lot of work done, and I have a lot of things that, or a lot of stuff on my plate that I need to do. So say I have like 12 hours of study to do. Like I would go into college to do that study rather than sitting at my desk, right? So I know myself, my environment. In a certain environment, I get better results. In the environment I'm in currently, I don't actually study as hard. I take a little bit more breaks. I'll go, oh yeah, I just walk downstairs and grab a coffee, and I end up having like 8 coffees a day purely because I'm able to distract myself that way. The coffee's free essentially rather than having to pay for it in college. And then also I'm obviously in my own environment. I'm in my own house. I'm in my own room, so that I can kind of chill out a little bit. If I wanted to, I could literally just lay down on my bed. I'm in my own environment. So if I know that, and I know that there's an environment that I can be more productive in, I can choose to go to that environment. And that's the same thing with your diet as well. So if I know that staying at home, we'll take this exact same predicament. If I know that staying at home leads me to cheating on my diet, not eating correctly for my goals, not eating a calorie appropriate diet, or whatever I'm trying to do with the diet overall. If I know that I go to this certain environment, whether that's staying home or whether that's going somewhere, I can actually realize that and then start making strategies to combat that. So if I know staying at home leads me to binge eat or eat the packet of crisps, have the biscuits, whatever it is, I can start bringing in strategies to actually combat that. So the first thing is to be aware of how your environment is actually dictating the results you are getting, by virtue of dictating how you are actually able to adhere to the plan that you're trying to adhere to. So it's just something to think about. Your environment does actually dictate quite a lot in terms of your ability to actually get results and actually adhere to a plan of action. And it's not just diet, it's not just training, it's not just, you know, life, it is actually everything. You know, again, like people see how do people get better results in terms of, you know, physical results if they go to a personal trainer, or, you know, they have a team essentially that they're training with. And it's because there is that team, there is an environment, there's people pushing you. Like a few of my friends who are into their training, they'll always say, like, you can't do proper HIIT unless you are training with someone. You know, like doing HIIT training, like interval training, like high intensity interval training on your own, like, yeah, you'll push yourself. But, you know, if you're 3 sets deep into that and each one of those is 30 seconds long or whatever, and, you know, you're kind of feeling the fatigue, you'll pull off the gas a little bit, put your foot off the pedal a little bit. Whereas there's someone screaming at you going, come on, get another 10 more seconds, whatever it is, you will push that little bit harder, you know? So the environment actually leads you to get more of an output, you know, and that may not be what you actually need, but it is something to take into account. And this is why training partners are so effective, especially if they are of a similar level, or in fact, if one of them, the person you're training with, is actually stronger than you, you know, that pushes you a little bit more to kind of want to catch up with their strength level, you know, to kind of have that little bit of competition between each other. So it is something to think about. Your environment does shape how you are actually able to adhere to your overall approach, whatever it is. So it is something that you should take into account when designing a plan of action, or if you are a trainer yourself, take into account when you are discussing things with your clients. Again, like this is something that you will see more and more over the Christmas period. You know, the environment will change, and the work environment, in terms of people bringing in more, you know, chocolates and stuff like that. There's more socializing, and as a result, people will kind of go a little bit off the rails with their overall nutrition, because they aren't actually in the same environment anymore, and the strategies they were using to deal with that environment aren't the same strategies that are going to help them actually succeed in this new environment. But that's evolution, guys. You know, it's survival of the most adaptable, essentially, you know, the fittest. So you have to think of, what is the environment I'm in? Is there a better environment for me to achieve my goals? Like for me right now, if I wanted to get more study or more, you know, concise study done, I could go into college, go to the library, and I know that would be the case. You know, maybe you can't change your actual environment. You're in the work environment, people are bringing in chocolates, whatever it is. So can you start bringing in certain strategies that are going to allow you to actually deal with that environment just a little bit better, and actually get the results, whatever they are, get those results, you know, better. And this is one of those things, especially with work as well. You know, if you are in an environment in work that, you know, it's open plan and stuff. I know a lot of people like open plan offices these days, but, you know, maybe for you, that isn't a conducive environment for you actually being able to work hard. You know, you might find that you just get really distracted. People across from you, they might be able to get their work, you know, be on and off, but you just find it's just not a conducive environment. You know, speaking to your boss about that, speaking to someone about that, being like, even if it is you having to move, so you're actually facing a wall or something, you know, maybe that is the change that needs to happen so that you can actually be more effective at what you're trying to do. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap up this kind of whatever vlog style thing is, and I'm going to get back to study. I'll be back on to you next week.